Before we get started, I want to encourage you to subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications so that you don't miss any of the content that is released by GoCollect. And if you're interested, head over to Regie Collects here on YouTube. Regie here, your friendly neighborhood bodybuilder and comic book collector and the host of the GoCollect speculation video, and I want to welcome you to another one of our episodes. I also want to thank all of you for the fantastic response to the channel over the last several months. And I definitely want to encourage you to subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet done so. That way you get to see all of the content that we release right here at GoCollect. And certainly if there is something that is being said in the videos that elicits a response, don't be shy about leaving that down in the comment section, and don't be shy about hitting that thumbs up button if you do indeed like the content. In this episode, just like every other episode, I am going to cover several blog posts that have been sent in by bloggers to GoCollect. And there is a little something for everybody in this episode. The very first blog post that we are going to talk about is just a little dark. It's a little dark on purpose because of the character that we are going to talk about, and that character is John Constantine. And John Constantine is actually part of the Justice League Dark team. And this is a team that actually gets called in when the regular Justice League cannot handle the situation because it's a little mystical or dark or something like that. So John Constantine is one of those guys that gets called in when Batman or Superman or Wonder Woman or Green Lantern can't handle whatever it is that is actually going on. In this blog post, the blogger actually does a really good job of talking about the first appearance of John Constantine in Swamp Thing number 37. And technically it's Saga of the Swamp Thing issue number 37. But what the blogger does is he takes a look at the 6-month performance of this particular comic and does a pretty good job of making an argument why you may want to pick up this particular book. If you are interested in learning a little bit more about John Constantine and maybe even making an investment in his first appearance, you definitely want to check out this blog post. So if you are on Instagram, you probably have seen a surge in maybe some posts that have gone up about the Gunslinger Spawn over the last couple of weeks. And there's a lot of excitement around this character for a couple of reasons. The character is going to be coming back in August in Spawn issue number 309. And there are some rumors that maybe the Todd McFarlane Spawn movie is actually back on, and some folks think that the Gunslinger Spawn may have an appearance in that movie. We don't know whether that's actually going to happen or not, but there is definitely some excitement around this character. And because there is some excitement, there are also some increasing values in certain books associated with this particular character. The blogger, for its part, actually takes some time to look at 3 books that are associated with the Gunslinger. The very first book is Spawn issue number 119, and this is actually the cameo appearance of the character. A few years after 119, Spawn 174 comes out, and this is actually the full appearance of the character and also a cover appearance and the origin as well. And this book has actually nearly tripled in value in the last 2 years. Another really awesome book associated with the Gunslinger Spawn is issue number 175. So there are 3 books that you may want to check out. Again, we don't know what's going to happen with this character in the future. There's a lot of excitement, and potentially you have one or all of these books in your long boxes and in your short boxes. You may want to go digging for them and maybe even see if you can find them in a dollar bin or something like that. But there seems to be a lot of excitement, and because of that, there may be some opportunities here as well. If you want to take a look at this blog post, it's linked down in the description. With all of the excitement and speculative hype that is surrounding comics right now, it's kind of sort of hard to believe that there may be some overlooked and undervalued books that are out there. But the truth is that there are a lot of opportunities. In this next blog post, the blogger does a great job of highlighting 4 books that you may want to check out. And technically, these books are actually magazines, and they kind of make the argument here that a lot of people really focus on the floppies that come out, and they think of floppies in terms of keys, but there are also some magazines that have some significance and that are actually keys and may also be worth you taking a hard look at. I do want to highlight a couple of the books that the blogger talks about. Given the popularity of the Guardians of the Galaxy movies over the last couple of years, I want to at least talk about the first 2 books that are on this list because they are associated with the Guardians. The first book is Marvel Premiere issue number 4, and this is a magazine that features the first appearance of Star-Lord, who basically runs the show for the Guardians of the Galaxy. Awesome character, awesome book that you may want to check out. And the blogger actually highlights that this book not that long ago was in the dollar bin, and so you may still be able to find some nice copies out there. The next book on the list that I want to talk about is Marvel Premiere issue number 7. And this is actually the first appearance of Rocky Raccoon, better known as Rocket Raccoon, the teammate of Star-Lord. Awesome character that I absolutely love in the various movies that have come out. So again, there's a couple of other books that are mentioned in this blog post that you may want to check out. The link, as I mentioned, down in the description. So if you missed FanDome, you definitely missed a little bit of a treat. For those that don't know, FanDome is an event that was actually sponsored by DC. It was an online event, and it was basically DC putting on a show. They were putting on a show, and they were getting people excited about DC all over again. And the blogger actually put together this blog post essentially encapsulating a lot of the high points from FanDome. And so if you missed it, you definitely want to check out this blog post. If you saw FanDome, you still want to check out this blog post because the blogger actually talks about a lot of really awesome stuff that maybe you missed over the course of the 24 hours of this event. They actually link to the trailers that came out. The trailers for the DC movies were incredible. I literally dedicated an entire live show recently. My Ready, Set, Go preview show was dedicated to FanDome because of the trailers. Wonder Woman 1984 is going to be incredible. The Black Adam movie appears to be fantastic with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. I am super pumped about that. The Snyder Cut, the Batman trailer, even though they've only shot 25% of the footage for the Batman movie, the trailer was incredible. I definitely encourage you to check out this blog post. The link down in the description. There is a tremendous amount of excitement right now around the possibility that the Sinister Six could appear in a Sony movie at some point in 2021 or 2022. And I think recently there was even confirmation that a Craven movie is going to be made. And so there's a lot of excitement around this. And the blogger's post, I think, is pretty well timed, because they highlight some of the first and early appearances of characters that are associated with the Sinister Six. The very first 2 books that the blogger talks about are associated with Doc Ock, and we are specifically talking about his 2nd and 3rd appearance in Amazing Spider-Man issue number 11 and issue number 12. The The blogger goes on to talk about Mysterio in his first appearance in Amazing Spider-Man number 13. Very, very fantastic cover here. Next up is the Green Goblin, who had his first appearance in Amazing Spider-Man issue number 14. And the blog post wraps up by talking about Kraven the Last Hunter, who had his appearance in Amazing Spider-Man 15. Each and every one of these books is awesome. Little dated because it was the 60s, but awesome books, awesome characters. And if you have an opportunity to pick these books up, I definitely encourage you to do so. And if you decide that you don't want to make that type of investment into these books, you may at least want to read them digitally, because I think that you'll enjoy them. And I am a Spider-Man fan, so maybe I am a little biased. But I want to thank you all for taking the time to watch this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. And if you did, I want to encourage you to leave a comment down in the comment section. Hit the thumbs up because it's good for the algorithm. And ultimately, I really do want you to come back and check us out next week when we get to do this all over again.